Hi, I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. We welcome you in this episode. Today, we are going to be discovering and asking ourselves key questions that are super helpful for us. The big idea I'd love to offer for you is that if you can help yourself check in with yourself to see if you believe this is true for you. Okay. That you are creating your reality by the beliefs you have within you. So are you able to check in with yourself to say, am I the one that's creating this reality here for me in every experience that I have, right? Whoa, that actually is super huge, super huge. And we're going to be diving into this today, okay? Oh, yes, we are, because if and when you do wake up and accept that this is true, that everything, literally everything that you are experiencing in your life, whether it's how you feel within you, the thoughts you have, and any experience you're having outside of your life, is actually all your creation. You're creating all of it. And I'm creating this experience right here. How fun is that? And actually, you're creating the experience by listening to me right now. How amazing is that? So let's dive into this a bit more. And a couple of different angles that we can go with this is first you can be let the little doubter come in, let the little one, and I will say the little part because it actually is just a little part of you, even though sometimes it thinks it's so powerful. But many of us might have a bit of a doubter within us, or a critical one, or one that just thinks that's just not true. No, I'm not creating my reality. This stuff is happening to me. And when you actually say that, if you can wake yourself up to recognize and catch yourself, even if you ever do say that, if you ever think that anything is outside your control of your own creation, those are all gifts and gems for you. Okay. And we're going to be helping to uncover those gifts and gems and offer for you a way that you can actually use that and actually turn it into positive for you. So that anything you don't like happening in your life right now, you can actually transform and change into what you do want to experience and how you would love to be. Okay, so this is the gift here. Yes. So let's play with me a minute, will you? let's invite ourselves to play. Okay. So if you were the creator of your life, and all the experiences that you've had, if that could be possible, okay. What would that mean? What would that mean? You are very powerful, aren't you? Even if it was yucky stuff or negative stuff or funky stuff that you have created in your life. I certainly have. I have created so many amazing funky stuff. It's actually quite hilarious now that I look at it. At the time when the stuff happens, it doesn't seem funny at all, and that is true. And we'd love to have you be willing to open up to consider that everything is actually here for you. So everything happening in your outside world is actually a reflection of your inner world, a reflection of the beliefs that you created, especially the first 7 years of your life, and that are now playing out as if like a movie, as if like, oh, this is your life. Yes, 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 yes. And the gift is, if you have created anything that you don't like, or anything that you hate, or anything that you can't believe that you created, the gift is you can actually change it. You can actually create it into how you want things to be. And we'll be definitely diving in more on that, because there's actually 4 steps that you'll be able to go through to help assist yourself with exactly this. And we will be talking about a tool, Psych K, PSYCH-K, Psych K. That is the beautiful gift that came in my life in 2010. And 13 years of dancing using this precious, spiritual, powerful tool to change these beliefs of anything that I created in my life that I want to change, that I don't like anymore. And oh, heck yeah. And guess what? The gift is we are in the 21st century. We're in the magnificent best time in the world to do exactly it. So we have everything going for us. Okay. The key comes in is, do you have the courage and the willingness to check in and to do it? Okay. And this is what I'm going to be offering for you, encouraging you to check in with yourself and to also see if you're ready to take this action steps to actually bring this into your life, because it is up to you. to actually make the changes. No one else is going to do it for you. Not at all. That's not how it works here. It's up to you. And for me, it's up to me for my life. So I'll use many examples of what I've gone through in my life that has helped me with exactly this. So the big thing for me, when I had learned Psyche, I went to a workshop, a Psyche basic workshop, and that was back in January of 2010. And that was actually my beginning invitation to realize this, to wake up to this, to remember this, that, wow, I am the creator of my life. I'm the creating all of this. And it's important for me to step into my self-responsibility to actually admit that. And move through those emotions that are all wrapped around that and entangled with that. Because in that journey that I went through, and I'm inviting you to come into too, and you to welcome yourself into the higher energy realms of who you are, the love and light of who you are, okay? The key comes in is for us to actually step into all of those emotions, energy and motions, that are heavy, that are yucky, that maybe wanting to resist you actually accepting this and waking up and claiming it and realizing that you're the creator of your life and that anything you have ever created, you can change, and that you can allow yourself to live more in the wonder, in the play, and let go of the struggle, the difficulty, the pains, the hurts, the sorrows, all of that, okay? Because actually all of this is here for you. We agreed to live in the third dimension in the universe of polarity, which means there are opposites. There is a yin and a yang. There is a dark and a light. And there's a whole spectrum of in between, okay? A feminine and a masculine energy, okay? And many of us will interpret all these things and then start putting in beliefs within ourselves that think these things are true. Like there's something that's good and something that's bad. Something that is just how it has to be. I'm going to invite you to begin to question these things. And we're going to dive in deep, yes, and fast, to help you uncover what you're truly desiring and intending, and to also bring that into your world. Today we are talking about the idea and seeing if you are willing to wake up to this reality within you, is that you create your reality based on the subconscious beliefs you have within you. Meaning you are the creator of your life. You are creating everything that's happening in your life at every moment. Yeah. And the gift is that you can change anything that you do not want to experience anymore. And you literally have this power within you. What we're going to be offering in this episode is for you to help yourself with having a beautiful tool that can help you with this, and finding ways that you can do this for yourself so that you can begin to live in more love, joy, peace, and harmony within you. And we welcome you for that. Okay, so we were just talking about that. This hopefully you are opening yourself up to to even just allow that to come in. And even if you just did it with the power of your imagination and just said, what if I am creating my reality? Based on the beliefs that I created my first 7 years here in this life experience. Yeah. And if you believe in past life experiences or ancestral lineage connections, those also are included into your present day life right now too. And for simplicity, let's just work with your life in this life, okay? Because there's plenty here for you, okay? Excellent. So if you did believe that you are creator of your life, let's start diving into things that you don't like about that is going on in your life. And this is beautiful. You can take a journal out and start writing this down. This is sometimes very helpful to capture in writing. Or you can just have it in your mind and thoughts here, just listening now. And ask yourself, all right, so what is bothering me right now? What is frustrating me? What am I being challenged by? What is it? And what's the biggest thing that's coming up? Okay. Many times it's in relationships. I know for me, that's a big one. And it could be in finances. It could be in your purpose, success, career. It could be your body, having health issues. But find out the biggest thing. What is your biggest challenge? Okay. And then what in the world is showing you about this, right? Bring in the stuff that you don't like. So the gift here is you get to admit to yourself. Just admit what's going on. And you can be like, okay. And just in a good way, you can kind of be an observer of it and just start to capture it, start to write it down and things like that. What are you noticing that's triggering you or bothering you? I just spent a beautiful weekend with some of my closest friends, and I was so grateful. And I've come back to it, and I'm still like, integrating it all in and bringing it in. And even with being with some of my closest friends who I love with all my heart, I was still getting triggered. How funny is that, right? In a beautiful way. And the gift is that I know and recognize that I'm creating this reality and that this is here for me. This is actually a gift for me. So will you play with me with this, huh? One of them is one of my dear friends. He has, at sometimes, a quite serious side to him, even in his facial expressions, or even in his movements, or even how he is. And I'm very aware about how everyone is responding around me. I'm very sensitive with that because I do love to connect. I love to connect, and I love to. I love to help people be happy and joyful and feel the bliss, and because I love to live in a lot of the joy and bliss a lot of times. And what I recognized is that when he would get serious while we were just interacting, having fun, doing whatever, it was my perception. It was completely my perception. I was creating this all in my mind. He actually might have been in beautiful peace and joy, right? But in my world, I was seeing, wow, he's serious. I wonder what that's about, huh? So I gave myself some time just the other day to sit with this, to really let it come in for me and say, what is this for? What is this about? What don't I like about it? And what came in for me is it actually brought back memories of my dad, issues that I'm still healing within myself with my relationship with my father. My dad would get really serious. He was a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps, and he felt like he had to be the tough guy, the structure guy of raising a large family of children of 12. And it brought me back to memories as a little child, actually. So what was happening is I was still creating my reality with a friend of mine that I actually still had from my father. Now, how amazing is that? The gift is I use the tool of Psych K to help me transform this perception. So instead of having a perception that I didn't like seriousness, because what it brought up was a lot of fears within me. When my dad would get really serious, and he drank a lot. He went to Vietnam, and when he came back, that was his coping skill. So he was a heavy drinker, and so he was very unpredictable. And I remember those times where he would be so serious. And I would get spankings, right? So as a little girl, I got hurt. I was scared to death of my dad. I totally was. And I think my parents thought that was totally fine and good because it kept the kids in control, which is really kind of crazy. That's the world I lived in and I grew up in. And I created it coming into this world to create that experience. So this was coming up to help me transform this and to change this. How amazing is that? Yeah, because my program that was running within me at the subconscious level of the mind was that it's not safe to be around anyone that's serious because I could get spanked. I could get hurt. I was scared, or I could see something that was terrible. Like I saw my brothers getting beat up and stuff like that. So between all those things, I was shutting down. And subconsciously, your body will produce fight-flight programs instantly within you if you have any sense of fear or any sense of these programs that get triggered. So even just by my beautiful, amazing friend that may beautifully have an amazing, gorgeous, serious side to him, this part was freaking me out. Okay. And I would compensate by trying to have things become funny or things I'm joyful or trying, let's soften things up. Let's do that, whatever, right? To try and change it, try and change him, right? And we're not supposed to do that. We don't have any responsibility to change anybody else. Nope, we don't. Only ourselves. And I'm still learning and growing in this for myself. So what I was able to do with the tool of Psych K is I was able to check in how I felt when he was serious. And when I muscle test, we use muscle testing because your body can communicate in that way. I muscle tested weak, which means there was an internal conflict happening immediately with me as my friend was expressing his serious side of him. Okay. And which means my whole system was creating fight-flight responses. I was actually going into fight-flight, which actually can create health issues within us if it's chronic, things like that. It stops growth. It just helps us survive, but yet it can shut a lot of things down within us. So with Psyche, I was able to transform that perception, especially what was connected with my dad. And then my friend now too. So that I literally alchematized this and changed this within me into peace and non-attachment, which means I was able to resonate in neutrality, which is so now with my friend or anyone else that is serious, I love it now because my body is responding differently. I'm responding differently. I'm at peace and I'm actually unconditionally loving and accepting And I'm actually kind of liking the serious parts. Like, oh, that's kind of good. And I'm going to begin to love and explore the serious aspects I am able to have with myself, so I can focus easier and land in that in a beautiful way, in my peace. So we welcome you for these things too, where you can take something you think is so challenging and difficult or triggering you, and you can turn it into your peace and non-attachment. Today in this episode, we are talking about the reality here is that we actually create our own realities here based on the beliefs we have at the subconscious level of the mind. Yeah, and we're actually taking ownership of it and responsibility of it. Because the gift here is when you can do that, then you can begin to find ways that you can change anything that is blocking you, limiting you, frustrating you, or challenging you into what you do want. Okay. Yay. I shared just a little bit ago what happened with me with a friend, and I'm so grateful for. And so now with anytime I'm around someone who's serious, it's going to be neat, because literally when you change things at the subconscious level of the mind, your body changes, your emotions change, your thoughts change. You begin to expand in your higher levels of consciousness. And it actually is already happening, which is really neat. Yes, and I appreciate that. And I welcome this for you of you having the desires to begin to want to change things within you and in your life to what you would love to experience in a higher, more expanded way of the true love of who you are. So in this little part here, we are going to be talking about the 4 steps that can greatly help you. And if you can remember these 4 steps and then begin to use these for yourself, this may be a huge gateway for you. Okay. Alongside of learning Psyche or having Psyche help assist you, absolutely, because those help greatly. With Psyche, actually uses these 4 tools within it. Okay. And what they are, the first 2 is your desires and your intention. These are the first tools that you're meant to work within yourself. Let's begin with the first tool of desire. Okay. And what we mean by desire is your high energy levels of desire. Okay. And that means from your heart center. What does your heart yearn for? Are you yearning to be filled? Are you yearning to be empty? Are you yearning to be deeply connected? Or are you yearning to have more independence and more of your alone time? We move on a spectrum with these. These are the differences of the masculine and feminine energies within us. Okay. The gift is you get to begin to dance with this. You get to actually let them work together. Allow yourself time to open up. And we offer again too, if you'd like to journal, capturing this down is really great to do. And you can just do it in your mind or in your thoughts or in your heart. Ask yourself, what do you most deeply desire right now? What do you want? What do you want? What would you love to have that you're not experiencing now in your life? That if you could actually find a way to have that program running within you at the subconscious level of the mind, that it actually will begin to start appearing and coming into your life. Oh, what is that? Yes. Write it down. Capture it. Be very clear of what it is. And if you don't have the clarity, Psyche actually helps greatly with that too. And then just pretend you can. Pretend you have the clarity. Just what if? What if you could? What if you could have a very clear picture, a clear vision, a clear feeling, a sense, a knowingness of what you would love to desire? For me, I received 4 beautiful words this year. And words literally are spellings, right? When you say words, they're spellings because you can spell a word, right? Which means it's a spell. What? Yeah, we spell ourselves all the time. So ask yourself, are you spelling yourself with negative things or hurtful things or harmful or limiting things? Or are you spelling yourself with positive things? Because we invite you here today to begin to put the positive in of your positive desires, of what you really, truly do want. Yes, it is your birthright. You are the creator of your life. You are a divine essence here, experiencing in your own unique way. What do you desire? For me this year, I am desiring independence, freedom, deep, authentic love, and abundance. So these are the 4 things I'm dancing with right now, and it's actually already happening. It's so amazing. And then with your desires, you get to put them in an intention, which means intend it. It means bring it in, which means you're going to say, okay, if I have already created it of what it is I exactly want and would love to have an experience, then I intend for it to come into my life. I intend to have it be my experience and be who I am and let that actually come in. Yeah. And may you do it in your love. May you do it in your knowingness. Instead of the dense way that many of us were programmed to do is we did it out of need. We did it because we didn't have it or there was a lack or a scarcity. And if that is also true happening in your life, we will talk near the end more about the gift of Psych K, and that can help greatly. And I've been working this even with myself in this way of the lack and scarcity that I was raised into and that I had in that thousands of years in my lineage and even past life experiences, things like that. Those were just the experiences that we had of the contrast of what we're actually not, because we really are abundant. We're completely abundant. The abundanceness of Mother Earth all around us, the abundance of who we are. And this is the gift that we are offering for you. Allow yourself to intend this abundance to come in. Do it in from your level of love and abundance that you are and what you would love to have. Beautiful. And bring it in as if it's already happening now. Put it in the present tense, okay? And so it's personal for you. And it's so positive and so meaningful. And then be very clear about it. Get right to it of what it is that you really, 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 really want, okay? That you would love to have right now in your life. Without the fears or without the scarcity, things like that. Right. Once you speak it in, you already are literally vibrating it out into the world for it to come to you. How beautiful is that? Is that amazing? It really is. It really is. And the challenge or the game here is that because we have created beliefs, limiting beliefs within our subconscious mind, that's where the blocks are. And that's the gift with Psyche, that we can remove those blocks. So these things can come into us a lot easier and faster and in a flow and smooth. And we welcome you for that. Because the next two tools that we will be talking about next is about surrender and allowing. And that's more of the feminine side of you. The desires and intention is the masculine side of you. So we invite that into you. If anyone would love to call in and have any questions, I'm very happy to also share and talk with you alongside with you with this. Just call 866-451-1451. 866-451-1451. Yes, absolutely. And we can connect, and we would love to ask any questions you have or any kind of blocks you might have. And we can help you with navigating so you can find a way to clear those blocks so that you may have these desires and intentions that you are ready for. Oh, we are discovering more about how we are creating our realities here based on the beliefs we have at the subconscious level of the mind and what we can do to change those things that we no longer want. Okay. We'd love to have you dance with us, continuing with us here. Absolutely. So we had just talked about the first two tools that you can help yourself begin with making these changes in your life. And that is by defining what it is that you desire, right? And then set your intention of what you would really like, how you really want things to be in your new way. Okay. Once you have that, it's beautiful. It actually is like bringing it to the table, right? How nice is that? Now what we're going to also, for the completion of it, and so that it can begin to actually start to come into your life, is to invite the aspect within you that is willing to surrender and allow. So what does that mean, huh? Thank you for asking. So when you are willing to surrender means if you can actually identify within you, if you haven't created this in your life yet of what you're really desiring or wanting, ask yourself where it might be serving you, because it might actually be serving you in some way. With Psyche, we call this secondary gains, which mean it might be providing a gain for you in some way. And if it does, it's okay. It's just serving in the way it's serving. Now, your subconscious is going to continue to offer for you whatever it is you have there until you're ready to change it. And especially if you don't like some stuff, then that's actually there for you to help you, to wake you up so you can change it. Okay? So ask yourself, how is that helping me, or how is that serving me in some way? I have a client that I just had recently, a beautiful, brilliant man that has done brilliant things in his life already. But one thing that has really been challenging for him is his eyesight. Since he's been 3 years old, he's been wearing glasses, and he said bottleneck glasses, where they're really thick glasses in his eyes. So even from a very young age, his eyes went blurry, his vision went blurry. And even to the point now, and he's a strong professional working in many healing ways with people. He's even having double vision now. He's had 2 surgeries over 6 years of thinking that that was going to help. And hey, you know, the medical profession can offer a lot of amazing things. It helped for a little bit, and then it returned back. The amazing thing here is that now he's ready to work with the gift of Psych K that I was able to help assist him with, because he's ready to actually dive into the core of why his body is creating this. What doesn't he want to see? That would be a good question to ask, right? What happened when he was really young, when he was only 1 or 2 or 3 years old, that allowed his body to then have a blurred vision to help him so he doesn't see clearly? It does serve in some way. Interesting, isn't it? And what is he willing to see now? And what would be most important for him to believe so that he can see now? So he's working with himself now, and it's going to be wonderful to see the magnificent changes that he's going to have in his vision. And him to be able to fully enjoy living here and being able to see things clearly. And how beautiful is that? And the amazing part is we literally have this mechanism within us, this ability, this way to be able to change these beliefs at the subconscious level of the mind that then can begin to change our reality. Like for him, going from blurry to beginning to see more clearly. Yes. And he's learning how to ask some key questions with himself. And this is what you can do for yourself too. Like the big one is when it began, that's a really big time, or close around that time. Because something was going on that had his body or his experience create this. And he can take the benefit that it gave him. So if it did give him blurry vision or double vision even now, so he's actually seeing double. Isn't that interesting? Which means he may be seeing his future world of what he would love to have, but then he's also seeing his present or past fears that is still hanging on. And then what can happen is this is where that surrender and allowance comes in. Is he willing to surrender the past, surrender the fear, let it all go, so that he can focus just in on the one thing, and that's his present moment now and where he's going instead of where the fears of what he did experience. Many of us run by the fears that we have within us because it's there to help us survive. And we will hold on to it for dear life because it's all we know and it's familiar for us. With Psyche, it does help with you with making those changes so that you can begin to believe that it's safe to make changes, that it's safe to be in the unknown in the future. There are parts within him that he's afraid of the future. He's afraid of the unknown because we don't know. His system likes to know. And many of us do. Many of us feel much more comfortable if we know and we understand. Under means you're under the standing of. The neat thing is when you can actually just shift into your knowingness. And this is what he's doing for himself. And he's going to be helping himself begin to see clearly again. Now, how beautiful. Another piece with him with this allowing this, because now he can allow his higher aspects of himself to come in, which is pieces like with our chakra system, with our third eye. Is he able to open up? And is he ready to open up? His pineal gland, his higher dimensional aspects of himself, him being able to see his inner vision within him of all the future amazing timelines waiting for him. We all have infinite timelines. Source creation has created everything. Awesome. And we are the source creation incarnates here. To choose. And we have the courage and willingness to start moving towards our desires and intentions. And how we actually claim it and experience it is when we surrender the fear energy, the illusion of separation, the blocks or the limitations that we actually created to have it be a bit of a journey here. And then close that gap, bring it in what you do want, and allow it to come in. That's that receiving part of us. Okay. When you allow, it's all of the yes. Allow all in you. And how amazing is that? And when you can do it in the energy of love, this is what Psyche helps you lift up into, is your level of consciousness of the love of who you are. And you get to acclimatize any of the fear or anger or densities that hold you back from that. Then you will be amazed. And this is like what he's going through right now. And it's so exciting to be able to serve in this way, to be able to assist so that people can begin to see again here. I lost my hearing when I was 26 in my right ear. And it's about 90% back, which is really neat. The tinnitus is gone. I can hear way, way, way more better. And there's still a little bit left there. So still have a little bit of secondary gains. Now, how interesting is that? The right side of my body is my masculine side. So there's pieces of my masculine that still isn't ready to fully hear. My feminine, oh, I get that. And it will soon. I can already feel it. And it's quite fun to play with this. And we're talking about creating your own reality, that we do create our reality here in each moment of our life based on the beliefs we have at the subconscious level of the mind. And majority of it, we created our first 7 years of life. And when we many times just keep repeating it over and over and over again and learn how to manage frustrations or difficulties or challenges in our life. The gift here by you listening today means that you're ready. You really are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening here. You would be listening to something else. And you decided to listen here, which we are so excited about. Yay! Which means you are ready to receive the key that can help assist you into unlocking your way of transmuting and changing any limiting blocks of beliefs that you might have that are preventing you from living your highest, most wonderful, magnificent life. Yes. And you get to do it in a very simple, fast, and effective way. Yes, you do. The gift is called Psych K. Psych K. Yes, it is a tool that came to our planet about 34 years ago through a beautiful, beautiful being, Rob Williams. And there's 35 of us, I am one included, that are teaching this across the world in a 3-day workshop. So you can use this tool for yourself in your daily life. Yes. Yes, so that you may more easily connect in with the desires and the intentions of how you want to be here. Who do you want to become? How would you like to change in beautiful, amazing ways? And be able to surrender anything that you're ready to let go of. Completely surrender it and let it go. And then begin to allow your new way of living to come into you. Okay, this is what you get to do. Definitely. Earlier, I talked about my friend who has amazing, beautiful sides of himself in every possible way. And one of his beautiful sides is his serious side of him. And with Psyche, and because I did go to the workshop and learn how to use it, I was able to put in a new program for me. And I was able to recognize that this is actually here for me. After I transformed my perception, because fears were coming up about being around somebody who has a serious expression or being serious within them, that now I'm at peace and unattached about it. That can be an observer of it. And then I put in, so what do I want? What is my desire and my intention for that? And for me, it was so that I can feel safe, that I am safe, completely safe, being around people who are serious. Now, how amazing is that? It seems so serious, but it's actually really huge. Because there are a lot of serious people in this world, I do have to say. Absolutely. And for someone like me, it has always been quite challenging and difficult. And I haven't really figured them out. Because I don't have much of a serious side to me, which is really funny. And the gift here is that now I get to actually activate my bit more of a serious side of me. So maybe you might see a little more seriousness come into me once in a while. And I don't even have to be afraid of my own serious side of myself. I get to actually embrace it because it's perfect and it's beautiful and it's divine. Because that seriousness allows us to step into that centeredness, that stillness, that peace, that knowingness. It actually is quite magnificent. And so I'm falling in love with a bit more of seriousness. And then, of course, I also will be dancing a lot with the joy and the love and the bliss, because that's my more natural way of being, which is funny. Absolutely. So ask yourself, how would you like to be? You know, what is irritating or frustrating you, blocking you, triggering you? Okay. And these are the things that you get to bring to the table with learning and using Psyche. You can also have a private session if you're not ready to learn it yet. And we will be talking more about that after our next break of what you can do that can help yourself. Because literally, this is right here for you. Right now, right here for you. I get so delighted when I receive emails and notices from my phone when anyone signs up to my workshop and schedules a private session with me, because I know they're ready for the changes and my heart just soars. It so soars. Because each one of you are helping each one of us. Every time you make a change within yourself, you help the whole world. You do. You really do. The microcosm is the macrocosm here. And the gift is to begin to work with yourself first. Okay. Go within. Yes, absolutely. You have a right for this. The more you're able to activate the love of who you are, the light of who you are, open up your gateway of your heart where the forgiveness can fully come in at the subconscious level of the mind, more grace will come in for yourself, more compassion, more joy, and then you'll be able to more easily offer that for others. Okay. And it's absolutely amazing that we get to do this. I'm going through a challenging time right now, and I'm allowing myself to be liberated through it. I am. I have been married for 31 years, and it's been a beautiful marriage with 4 beautiful children, and it's completing now. And my next phase is I'm moving into more of independence and my freedom and that deep love in a whole new way, in abundance. So I get to use Psyche to help navigate me through the system. Because sadness does come up, and guilt, and failure, and all kinds of things. Because we were so told that you have to live with somebody and be married to them for the rest of your life or their life. One of them has to die first. And like, who made that up? What is that about? That's what I want to know. Yeah, but we did. That's what I was born into, especially with the religion I was born into. And the gift is here is that it's important to listen to your heart. I'm listening to my heart and my inner knowingness, and it's okay to make changes, even when it seems pretty rough and tough and challenging. It actually can turn into greatness. And even with my current husband, of the changes he'll be having, I do see him blossoming through all of this, and myself and my children, which are now all adults. So I'm done having children. They're all adults. But yes, be kind with yourself. Many of us are going through a lot of challenges, and reach out. Make sure you have your friend support or family support, or any one of us, because the people like myself are here to help anyone that's going through any challenges right now. We're here for you. We are, because people have been there for me, and I'm so grateful for that. Oh, and just know you're not alone. It might feel like it sometimes, but alone actually stands for all one. Wow. Yeah. So sometimes when there is time for you to be alone or with yourself, you can open up to all aspects of you, which is gifted and amazing in so many ways. And with your own divinity, it's impossible for you to be alone. Your divine essence of your love and light lovingly and unconditionally is patient with you to where you are, and desires with all its heart to fill you abundantly and completely. Right? So you may activate your freedoms and your independence and your deep love within you. So we invite this for you. We invite you to come learn Psyche or use it as a beautiful tool for yourself if you're called for it. And we have been talking about how we create our reality based on the beliefs we have at the subconscious level of the mind. And then we actually do. We create our reality. And the gift here is that you can change any reality that you're ready to change. And we invite you for that. I hope you have learned some things in this episode, especially diving into your desires and intentions and your ability to surrender and allow, and even just identifying where the blocks are or where those secondary gains are. How are things serving you in some way or providing something for you by you not having what you want now? Because those are actually where all the gems are. And it is all in your readiness. Every single part of it is. Your divine timing is everything. Okay? It's in your timing and your readiness and your willingness. It does take a bit of courage, just a bit. But yes, some courage and willingness. And when you have the courage and willingness to stand up and recognize that you're the creator of your life, and it's based on the beliefs that you have, and that you're able to change these beliefs, then find a way that you can change these beliefs. Okay, this is the gift, and you may use many things. I'm here to help offer Psyche because it's one of the most simple and powerful ways that you can do it, in a very fast and effective way to do it. And I like fast, effective, and powerful. And there also are other beautiful pieces too. I do bring in other pieces to help myself too. So along with Psyche, I also love breath work and sound bath healing and Tai Chi and Qigong, and even just being with close friends, sharing. It's amazing, the old-fashioned way of just recognizing something that's going on and begin to start doing things in a new way. And through repetition, you'll be able to do things in a new way. There's lots of ways. There's many paths. There are. The gift is you get to choose the path that you would like to go on and what you want to do to help yourself right now. We invite you here to be able to, if you are being nudged, it's an indicator from your sweet spirit part of you that says, yeah, I want to check out Psyche. So we welcome you for that. Welcome you to come to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. Ignite and heal your life, life.com. Igniteandhealyourlife.com. There's a contact us button that you can click on there. I am teaching in-person 3-day workshops this weekend, Friday through Sunday in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's going to be beautiful. I'm so excited. The ones that are already coming already. Yay! And then in a couple weeks, the third weekend of March, I'll be in just outside Detroit, Michigan. So 2 in Michigan in March. Yay! And then the end of the month, the end of March, I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky. Yay! Coming in right up into April. Yay! And then you can look into April. April, I'll be in Toronto, Canada, the second week of April. And then the third weekend of April, I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee. So check out my website. It shows those workshops there. If you are ready to just actually make the changes within yourself, click on private sessions and you can have a one-on-one hour private session with me. You also can just send me a message. I can send a 15-minute free consult time with me too. I can answer any questions you have. We are here for you. Yes, life is here for you. Every part of it, every aspect of it is here for you, to invite you to wake up, to remember who you are, that you are love and light, and that you are magnificent, and you're so vital and important in this world. And it's time for you to be able to share your gifts and shine your light, and we welcome you for that.